Good morning. It's 2 days before Christmas. I'm sure that you will watch that video in next year. Then Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We are at the Golan Heights, very close to the Sea of Galilee. And what you see in front of you is the city of Hippos, one of the 10 Decapolis, which mentioned in the Jewish Mishnah and Talmud, but mentioned at the New Testament as well. Then, if Jesus was here, question mark. I believe that he was, but I'm not. I cannot actually swear that he. But we will talk about it later on. That's the entrance to the city. What you see here is kind of an excavation area. Actually, it was a quarry. The city started as a village, as a city, as a a Greek army camp here at the 2nd century BC. For that, they had to have some water. Then where the people are standing there, we found the aqueduct from 2nd century BC. And when the Romans settled down here, it's tended to be a huge city, a big city, bigger than the Greek one. And because of it, they had to have more water. Now let me show you what they did. Then we're talking about 2 aqueducts. But to build a Roman aqueduct, they had to excavate. They had to flatten that area, and in that case it's kind of a quarry. And then they found they had a lot of stones. What the city will do with those stones? Very easy. What they did is they built burial podiums. It was like 4 meters high, and on top of it you can see the sarcophagus of a rich family. Here you can see the result of that quarry, part of the aqueduct to the city. You can see how they actually use it, and what you see here in the basalt is kind of a pipeline that they bury here and cover it with a cement. If we will climb up, we will actually move from the 1st century that we just saw to the aqueduct of the Greek. Altogether, we find here 13 burial podiums, and let's continue. I have to jump now. A little bit dangerous. It's quite wet here. See you. Bye bye. Then we saw how the rich people have been buried, but there are richer people here as well, that they build themselves kind of a mansion, a burial mansion, just like that. We call it the Lion Mansion, mainly because we found a statue of a lion here. What we believe it was 50 meters high. That is the ground floor, actually the basement, and there's another 2 floors and maybe a pyramid top on top of us. It's been collapsed at the 4th century, and here you can see some of the top of the sarcophags that have been here. The sarcophags are from limestone, but the rest is basalt stone. Look how beautiful it is. You can see one of the doors of the 1st floor, and that's the entrance to the basement. You can see the lock is here as well. We're talking about 3,500 people. There are 3 burial sites here. This is the main one of maybe the rich people. There's another mausoleum right here. It's called the Flower One. Been destroyed just like the other one. Is been destroyed at the 4th century by the earthquakes that been here that shake that area. But you can see here more than 50 stones from the flower mausoleum, the smaller one. On the way to the entrance of Hippos-Sussita in Hebrew, halls in English, you can see so many sarcophags. Let's climb up. Wow, this is the first time that now we can see the Sea of Galilee. At the other side, you can see the city of Tiberias. A little bit difficult because it's, yeah, now you can see a little bit of it. But what we actually find here, that this is the end of the necropolis. No more tombs, I mean, until here. And then, that was a tower. And here it was a ditch, kind of a moat, but usually moat is surrounding the city. Here the moat didn't. It's only that part, and we believe that an arch was around it. The idea was to delay the war machines, not the soldiers, the war machines from attacking the city. That was the gate that we saw. It's not the entrance of the city. The city is there, but at the other side of the arch, you can see here the Roman bath. They didn't excavate it yet, but it's supposed to be beautiful, and I can understand that what you're looking at is on the city that they are excavating here. It's not open to the public yet, and next to it, the small hill that you see here, where it is, wait, here it is, yeah, that one, and you can see the wall is the theater, and the hill that you see is because of the destruction of the theater on the earthquake. Amazing, isn't it? Does Jesus visit that city? We don't know. I think yes. Or at least he talked about that city. And we will take you later on to Matthew, chapter 4 and 5. You see that it's still not open to the public. Look at the two fences that we are walking through, and look at the sign here. Right, you got it. And the other side as well. Let's climb up to the city. Way up, you can see something that looks like a bunker facing to Syria. That it might be an Israeli one. Just came from there, and at last we reached the entrance of the city. You can see now the eastern gate of the city. Now we are talking about a city that's quite narrow. It's actually, we are in the east, heading to the west. It's 500 meters, which is 1,500 feet. But to the right and to the left, it can reach 60 feet, no, a little bit more than that, but you got the message. It's not. Here you can see the round tower, 8 meters high. You can see only the, of course, the facade of it and the grand part of it. And the gate was right here, 4 meters wide. Another tower right here, and you can see the pipeline, the Roman pipeline. You can see part of the wall that goes all the way up, and actually make a round tour around the city. Look at the cliff. This is the new floor, but let's enter to the first century floor of the Decapolis, the main road from east to west. Now this is the Maximus, the Commandos Maximus, the main one. It's around us, New York, Chicago, you know, very easy to manage. But here you can see a hole. That's where the aqueduct, in a way, the main aqueduct ended, and two different aqueducts went from it. One to the center of the city, and another one to the neighborhood right there. And let's walk a little bit together. It's the day began with a huge lot of rain, and thanks God, not even one drop of rain. Now let's hope that it will be like that at least until 4 p.m. 1600 hours. You can imagine now. Houses to the right, houses to the left. Stairs up, although it looks like a modern one, but look how beautiful it is, together with the tree. When you will be able to reach Israel again, maybe then that place will be open to the public legally. As you can see, we are leaving the Commandos, the main road from east to west, straight to the WC. See you later on. What are you actually looking at is the cathedral, the main cathedral of the city. I hope that the wind doesn't disturb you. You can see that one nave and only one apse facing to the east, of course. And see the nave and the two corridors. You can see the main part of the altar, and stones there represents what the fence actually was. And here, right here, in about 2 days from now, they will discover, actually, or already discover, a new church, a new chapel with some metals. Institute, I don't know, metal tools might be very holy, and in about a few minutes I will know better than that. Here there's another apse, actually 3 apses, but that's the font. That's where they used to baptize people. And we have 7 churches in the city, but there's only one font round about this place right here, and it's from the 6th century, but the 7th century the earth actually shake, and that is the result of it. You see the columns right here in front of you. Beautiful, isn't it? It's quite a huge chapel for a small city, 3,500 people, and we're talking about 7 churches, at least 7 churches. They excavated 5, and there's another 2 that they will excavate. I'm going to that from the balcony, and on the way at the Commandos, you can see a column with an Arabic inscription, maybe from 8th century. This is the apse of the font. The man that stands there trying to look for the kind of copper pipeline. They took the water from there. Yeah, there's a copper pipeline that takes the water to the font. Here the floor was made of mosaic, and there of bricks. And it's raining again. Oh, please pray for me that it will rain for 2 minutes. Although I must say we need the water for the Sea of Galilee. You can hear now the raindrops. And as someone actually asked me, he said, I'm sure that you sang, I'm singing in the rain. Indeed, I'm singing in the rain. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Yes, we believe we are going to the forum, to the Agora, to the center of Hippos-Sussita. Look at the buildings, the houses next to the Commanus Maximus. Thank you for your prayer, because the rain was here for like 1 minute, which is good. Now this is the northern part of the Sea of Galilee, and we are looking now to the southern part of it. And if we'll go back to the northern part, on the way you will see Tiberias right there, which was in the valley. Now we can see the city on top of the hill as well. There is where we believe Jesus, according to the book of Matthew, talked to the people. So many miracles happened actually there. The fish and the loaves. Capernaum, it's there, Capernaum. And so many other things. Magdala, city of Mary Magdalene is there. Sorry, you cannot see it from here, but it's actually, no, you can see it. You can see the cliff. And it's right there. And he went on top of the mount and he talked to the people. This is the blessed one. And that's at chapter 5. But at the end of chapter 4, he actually met the first disciples, and then the people of Syria and the Decapolis actually heard about him, and they went to be cured and to hear the Master, to hear Jesus. Now, after he blessed everyone, the Beatitude, he actually talks about the light of the people. When he said, you will see the light of the city that on top of the hill. Just like it, people will look at you when they will recognize the light. Guys, this is the only city in that area which was built on top of the hill. Is there a reason why we have 7 churches here and a cathedral of a bishop? Can we say that maybe Jesus actually was here, maybe he knew about the city when he talked about the city on top of the hill? I believe that it is. The Decapolis, Deca, 10 police cities, were mentioned 3 times in the Bible. Matthew is the one that we talked. The miracle with the pigs and where it is? Yeah, Gadara. The miracle with the pigs. Remember the man, the legion, which was hunted by demons, and Legion was his name. Then the miracle of it was right there next to the Sea of Galilee. Beautiful, isn't it? And look how calm is the Sea of Galilee. At least it looks calm. And I'm so happy that it's not raining now. Beautiful. The forum, the center of the city, let's say Times Square of the Roman time, 1st century. Beneath it, if you will excavate, you will find the Agora, which is the same thing but of the Greek people who controlled the city before. That building used to be 2 stories building. I don't know if you can see the kind of the apse facing to the Sea of Galilee. That is the Roman temple that worshipped the Caesar of the Roman emperor at that time. You can find it in every city. We don't know who was the Caesar at that time because the statue wasn't found. Something like 2-meter statue. It was open to the public and not like the Roman temples that they used to. You couldn't go into it. Right here, you can see the podium. I'm sure that there was a statue on top of it to memorize the one who donated a lot of money on the one that was important in that city. Everything that you can see the column here, there. Then behind it, there was kind of a corridor all around the forum. And we found here a nice marble column. Most of the columns that you see here is from granite. And here you can find the column with the Greek inscriptions of 13 lines. Oh, here it is. We found it smashed into pieces because of the earthquake of the 7th century. The marble came from mainly Turkey and Greece. In the forum, you can actually find beneath the forum a water system which was huge. As you started there, you can see the stairs to the lower part. At that time, we couldn't see it; it was covered with floor, and just like now. And can you see the 2 other iron metals there? Then it actually reached that place. From the water system, you can reach the basilica, the Roman one, as I believe, but we are actually going there, but not before you will see the entrance to the water system. Here it is. Remember, it's not open to the public yet. I don't know if you will be able to go in, but I will be happy to do that for you one day. It's raining again. We are at the basilica, which is a Roman structure, a non-religion structure. It's not a church, although you can actually say that it looks like a church, and you're in a way right. Everything was covered with plaster, and I'm sure that it was covered with colors as well. And soon I will show you some. I can show it. You can see this plaster here and there, and you can find the plasters on the wall as well. In every Roman city you can find a basilica. You must have a basilica in a Roman city, just like you must have a Roman bath and a forum and a theater. Now between every column here you could see a podium for statues. Here you can see it better. The roof was 70 meters high. I mean the top of the roof. The basilica was for so many reasons. First of all, the market was here, and it was covered, and that's the idea, a cover structure. The judges were there, money changers. Then it's kind of a business area, and if you need to have some meetings, you could do it there as well. The guilds were here. Then very important institute in Sussita. It was in every Roman city. The basilica that we left been destroyed by the earthquakes at the 4th century, 383, I believe, and from that moment no one used it. And the first one who actually discovered it or renovated it were we, from let's say 1967 and up. Temenos, it's another holy structure, Hellenistic holy structure, was here. At the time of the Romans, it was used for industry, and behind it, there's another beautiful church. We call it the Polish church because the Polish were actually were excavated it. It's a beautiful church. Looks like a basilical dome. Michael, the excavator, doesn't like to use that word in for churches. We are not planning to go to that church, but I will take you there, and I hope that I won't miss the group. Then it will be it's a beautiful structure with a beautiful mosaic. We're heading now north. And the church will be to our right soon. I must say that the entrance to the church atrium is from here. And look at the church. And I'm just looking at him. Yeah, it's going down. Beautiful church. And I want you to see a little bit of mosaic. Beautiful, isn't it? Over here you can see that there's 3 apses, and this is the main one. You can see the fence. That's where simple people like me couldn't enter, only the priest area, and we will live the place from the other corridor. And more mosaic. Now I have to rush because Dr. Michael, excavator, had, as I believe he's going to the to show us a beautiful place. Then see you in there. Here in the Odeon, we have 380 people. It's a little bit windy. It's like a small theater, mainly for poetry, and that's the meaning of the word Odeon. See, when the blue guy actually left, it's one of the stairs, and we have another one here, and another one there. And I will actually go out of here from there. 11 rows. And you can see the, oh, almost fell, but I didn't. You can see the original marble. And the stage, I'm sure that it was covered with wood. We are climbing up. You can see the Odeon from there. I will show it to you from the other side, and then I will have to run away to rush after the master. And here it is. Look at the Sea of Galilee behind it. Poetry or not, let me run. We are at the bastion, which is an army camp inside the city, watching the most strategic place. The enemy, and if we're talking about the first century, the enemy were the Jews. Tried to control that area just around 66 before the Romans came and destroyed the Jewish temple. Then the only way to reach Hippos is from there, from the valley. I don't know if you can see the vase. That's the main entrance to the city. Then in that case, to avoid the artillery of the Jews, although they didn't have, they built here kind of an army camp for their artillery to avoid from the big one, the enemy's one, to enter or to reach Hippos. And in fact, they didn't. The Jews didn't conquer that place. You can see that there's one room here. There was a tower there. Another three rooms, and another tower. In the second century, when the Romans didn't have any enemies here, they turned that place into a public area to Roman bath. Anyway. That was part of the wall that surrounded the city. Amazing, amazing. תלכי עוד אחורה, עוד אחורה. לא, לא באמת.
איך נחזור?
I told her to go backward, and she did it. Then, that was the Roman bath from 2nd century. Remember that place used as a Roman bath. You can see here the hot room, the Hippos, and the oven. The hot air entered to the floor. Then the floor was above us. That's the floor, and we are lower than that. And you can see the main room, and just before you're entering into the Roman bath, talking, gossiping, and the cold pool. And right there you can see, remember the oven room. It is, the hot air entered through there, and that's where the poor man used to burn wood. That's why it's very dark here, very black. And when it's been destroyed here, they used that area, and I'm talking about 3rd century, they used that area as a garbage area. From there. We saw the basilica from that balcony, and now on the way back to the bus, you can see the basilica, the cathedral. See the on the apse here, and the fence area is right there, and the people could be here, and there is even a narthex. Right there, you can see there are 2 entrances and a narthex, and it's facing to the east. What can I tell you? It's a wintry day, but a beautiful day as well. Back to the bus. If you like that video, please subscribe my channel. For right now, I'm missing 1K of subscribers to reach 100K subscribers, and this is a competition between me and my daughter that doesn't believe that I'm a YouTuber, because I'm too old for that. She's gonna have a birthday on 14th of January, and I want to reach 100,000 subscribers just before that, to show my daughter that I am a YouTuber. Then can you do that for me? Send it to everyone. Send the link to my YouTube channel to everyone. I have more than 19,000 videos. Then see you in my next video. Bye bye.